So I got to know, right? I gotta know. Okay. I have to ask these questions. I'm sorry. But okay. I hear people calling themselves ADOS, FBA, you know what I'm saying? African American, Native American, Indian, Pan African. I hear all of these different names, right? And I recognize why, right? I recognize there is a forced identity crisis that you are working through, and it is natural based on the circumstances that have been unnatural and abnormal. It's produced an identity crisis that causes us to spend an awful lot of time taking a fucking name, right? Taking a name. But here's my question. Here's my question. In what circumstance or what fictitious conversation will you have with anyone else on this planet Earth where you're going to throw out that name and it means something? What, like, do you? I don't know whether or not I'm articulating this question well enough. At what point do you think that you're going to be in a conversation where you're going to say, I'm an American Indian, and that shit's going to mean anything to anybody but you? Like, so we spending a lot of time picking out names like sophomoric children, like children. I never understood that logic. You ain't never heard if you, there was somebody on I ain't gonna call nobody out, but there was somebody on one of my posts, and this person, I've known this person for an awfully long time, and this person said to me, well, you're a Pan-African. And I asked this person again, they've known me an awfully long time. Did they ever hear me say that that's what I was? Did you ever, any one of you, ever hear me claim to be Pan African or NOI or anything? Christian, Muslim, anything? Have you ever friggin' heard my beliefs really at all? Do you like, like, I don't choose names. I don't call myself conscious or woke or like, again, I'm not gonna forget who I am, right? Forget how I get down. What I'm asking you is, in what circumstance do you believe there is going to be a conversation in your life where how the fuck you identify, like some Caitlyn Jenner bullshit, how you identify will be relevant to anyone. To anyone. Like, so we picking out names, right? It's like we getting the damn a jacket to rep our block. We picking out names, but I fail to understand. The only time that you're speaking about this name or this ideology that you've chosen is when you speaking to other black people, but you ain't gonna go nowhere else and say, I'm Native American. I'm Pan African. What the fuck? Who gives a fuck what you call yourself? At the end of the day, if you do not have control or a hand in controlling your own food, clothing, shelter, water, healthcare, security, sanitation, education, utilities, and economy, if somebody else is fully in control of your food, clothing, shelter, water, healthcare, security, sanitation, education, utilities, and economy, it doesn't matter what you call yourself. You're a dependent, aren't you? I'm just, look, again, like I said, you don't know my beliefs. You ain't never heard my beliefs. What I'm saying is the truth, right? I'm not, it's not about subjective. It's not about what I believe. None of that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? What I'm suggesting is if in fact somebody else controls all of your essential needs, what you call yourself matters very little, because what you are is more relevant. That is a dependent. And so if you spend more time promoting and suggesting that you're this, that your ideology, this is who I am, you fucking Caitlyn Jenner, right? All of that bullshit, right? You're doing all that, but you ain't spending no time diminishing your dependency on another man for food, clothing, shelter, water, healthcare, security, sanitation, education, utilities, and economy, right? You're not spending a second diminishing your dependency upon another man, which you are as a slave. Call yourself Native American or Indian or indigenous or African, or call yourself whatever the fuck you want, right? If somebody else controls your ability to exist for the next 3 days, you a slave. You own that one. Whoever it is that controls those things owns you. They own you. If they stop providing those things, you die. Right? If they stop providing those things, you die. So the name that you choose, right? What you call yourself, and the energy that is spent in battling back and forth. I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other thing. That's some Caitlyn Jenner bullshit to me, man. For real. Like that's some Caitlyn. You ain't never, like I said, you ain't never heard me say I'm anything. I ain't woke. I ain't conscious. I ain't none of that bullshit that you, all of them little ideologies that you falling into, all those games, all those fucking tricks that you falling into, trying to rep something. What you want, a jacket? What the fuck? What you want, a jacket? Like, where does that become relevant? Where does what you call yourself and how you identify yourself become relevant in your life? When? Where? How? That shit doesn't matter. You spending time in sandbox sophomoric bullshit while you in a meat grinder. Man, look. Hey, it doesn't matter what you call yourself. The rest of the world, the rest of the world, men, women around the world, they got a name for you too. Huh? While you got a name for yourself, they got a name for you too. I suggest put all that bullshit to the side. Begin to determine what is relevant, what really matters. What you call yourself, these ghosts of conversations past and sophomoric naming conventions relative to what? To what? This means absolutely nothing. What is more relevant is your standing, your physical standing right in this moment. And if in this moment that man dies and you die shortly after, you got a problem. If that man's system fails, and everything that you love, everything that you have ever done, everything that you have ever believed, hoped, dreamed, wanted, if that man should fail, and all of those things are now in jeopardy, don't waste time taking a fucking name. Don't waste time choosing a name. I suggest your time would be better spent seeking to control those things for yourself and your family. That is the responsible effort. I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other thing. That's some Caitlyn Jenner bullshit, yo. For real. And I'm suggesting If you are a carbon-based life form and a sentient being, the words that I'm saying to you, they're indisputable. You can't possibly, there is nothing that you can say that would make them untrue, right? The only thing that could possibly make them untrue is the bullshit in your mind because you feel like I'm hurting your feelings. You understand? That's the only thing that could cause you to put up a resistance. Outside of that, everything that I'm saying to you is motherfucking true, right? So, again, I ain't come to bruise nobody. I really didn't. I ain't come to bruise you. I really come to ask the question, when do you think in your lifetime the name that you call yourself, in what conversation, in what context, in what place, in what scenario or circumstance are you going to say, I'm Caitlyn Jenner, and it fucking matters to anyone? In what conversation? Put that shit to fucking bed, man. That's some childlike sophomoric bullshit. Put that shit to bed. Fuck that name taking shit. Do something, man. Like, what the fuck? That's, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what it really strikes me as is fucking cowardice. Because you'll have that conversation only among your own. I'm Indian. I'm what fucking ever. Nobody cares what you call yourself. Nobody cares what you call it. What you call yourself does not earn you and will not gain you a fucking thing. Nothing. What will gain you something is manhood, womanhood, not purchased from the colonizer, not purchased pride from the colonizer. That ain't gonna gain you nothing. Not none of that bullshit. No. What gains you something is capacity, the ability to exist without anybody else. So let me tell you something. Day one, the first day that you can exist without any other people, every complaint that you, your parents, their parents, and our ancestors, every complaint disappears that day. But you taking fucking names. Bro, I can't. You taking names. You spending energy on shit that don't matter, right? Hey, again, I ain't come to bruise you. I really ain't. But I just had to. I had to ask the question. Where do you think that name is going to become relevant? Who do you think is listening to? In what circumstance are you going to sit down and tell somebody, hey, my name is, and I'm... It's some foolish shit. It's childlike and sophomoric. Drop it. Start to think about man shit. Huh? Start to think about shit that matters, right? That's all. I ain't gonna hit you no more. Peace.